Hey everyone, Psychosis from Sidechain Gaming here. I want to talk to you about a very important issue on something that was just just voted on today, and that's the FCC and net neutrality, courtesy of Ajit Pai. Now, the FCC voted today on repealing net neutrality, and lo and behold, it didn't come out very good. So, they voted to repeal net neutrality. Now, if you don't know what net neutrality is, here's a couple things that you should know. What it means is those rules that prevented internet service providers from playing favorites by speeding up or slowing down traffic to specific websites or applications has now been lifted. The issue ultimately is going to be decided in court because Congress is going to fight this. Now, some people are asking, is this net neutrality thing set in stone? Not necessarily. The repeal the repeal could be overturned in a court of law, which they already are talking about. And a Democratic senator is already working on a congressional legislation. Now, net neutrality advocates are also saying they'll push ahead with both options to fight the repeal. In order for the repeal to go into effect, it must be approved by the Office of Management and the Budget Commission, a process that could take several months. Now, this senator working on the legislation to overturn the appeal is Democratic Senator Ed Markey. Is said to already be working on a legislation to overturn the FCC's decision to repeal net neutrality laws. It's called the Joint Resolution, and it states providing for congressional disapproval under Chapter 8 of Title 5 United States Code of the rules submitted by the Federal Communications Commission relating to restoring internet freedom. Resolved by Senate and House Representatives of the United States. And he quotes, I plan to introduce a Congressional Review Act resolution that would restore open internet order and reverse the FCC's historic mistake of repealing net neutrality. Hashtag net neutrality. Alongside a copy of the first page of the resolution, this fight is far from over. Now, what this means is the Congressional Review Act. The Congressional Review Act states that Congress has 60 legislative days to act once the rule has been submitted. The Senate will have to enact the resolution by a simple majority ruling, and the president has veto power over this. Earlier today, the White House said it supports the repeal, which I have not for nothing, Trump. I voted for you, but don't go there. If you support the repeal, I can no longer back you on this. That's just how I feel. Net neutrality was a good thing for everybody, and by repealing this, you're giving power to Verizon Wireless, Comcast. I mean, anyways, I'll get into that in a second. Other Democratic senators are backing him up, including Senator Maggie Hassan and Debbie Stabenow. Even Mozilla from Firefox, the chairholder, said net neutrality repeal creates the internet just for the elite. Mozilla chair and co-founder Mitchell Baker said the FCC's repeal of net neutrality rules would create an internet market designated for the elite. These rules allow a small set of companies and small set of individuals to make decisions about the communications platform for all of us. And by removing the regulation, it means that just a very, very small handful of people and businesses and the motives that motivate them actually determine the communications that are available to the rest of the country. You guys can blame Ajit Pai for this. This guy used to work for Verizon Wireless, one of the biggest people who started trying to repeal the net neutrality rule in the first place. These guys got in trouble for this years ago. And here we are now with their little pony as the head of the FCC commissioner. Been doing this all over again. Ever since this guy took office for the FCC, he's been pushing the repeal constantly, since the day he took office several years ago. He even went in front of Congress and could not even explain why he wanted it. He could not give them a legitimate reason. You guys think about this for a second. What do you think is really going on here? Now, this affects us all. If you're a YouTuber, a Twitcher, this will affect you. Because if you get bogged down by your cable company because they don't like Twitch, because they prefer their own platform, or YouTube will get bogged down because Comcast doesn't like Google. I'm giving you an example. Then it will affect you. It'll affect your download speeds, your loading times, because they'll bog you down. Just go into certain websites and applications. A good example will be Comcast Xfinity's on-demand service on their websites, since they're an ISP, comparing it to Netflix, would be a direct competitor. You go to the Netflix application on your phone, when you're running off of the Wi-Fi, they can see that and they'll bog the internet down just by you using it, because you're using a competitor's site instead of their own. That's what can happen. Do you want to see that happen? Anyways, guys, I want to inform you about what the vote entailed, and please push your state congressman. We need to get the word out. This Congress needs to push a legislation out in order to stop this repeal. I feel strongly about this myself. A lot of my friends do. A lot of my friends who are streamers and play online games. This affects us all, and you should care. Anyways, that's all I really have to say about this. Thank you for tuning in and checking out the video. Please hit like at the bottom of that button. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. And also check us out on Twitch TV. That's twitch.tv/PSY_KOSIS. That's twitch.tv/psychosis. And definitely leave a comment below, because I definitely want to read what your guys' take is on this. Alright. You guys have a good day.
Look, boy, you in the danger room.